We didn't get anything we fucking wanted. Anything. You Democrats, you fucking caved. You fucking caved. You fucking caved. Now what? What about the illegal immigrants getting health care? What about the people that just sit on their ass? You don't even care about those. Well, they're not really American. Either way, you don't care about them. You just open up the government. Just caved. Just fucking caved. You fucking caved to fucking Trump? To fucking Trump? To the fucking Republicans? You fucking caved. You fucking caved. What kind of strength does that show? You fucking caved. You fucking caved, and now the government's open and fucking...
Speaking on the illegal immigrants, Biden let them in. Trump was doing mass deportations. But now check this out.
Does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent.
We have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here?
No, you don't.
No, you don't. No, you don't. He was quick to cut her off. No, you don't. No, you don't. So we don't have talent here? No. Y'all heard it out of the man's mouth. So the same guy that wanted mass deportations just said we don't have talent. We need to hire immigrants. But we're not going to call them immigrants because we're going to give them citizenship. That's what he wants to do. Let's keep it going.
You don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out. They had people from South Korea that made batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems. They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you and I disagree on this. You can't just say country's coming in, going to invest $10 billion to build a plant and going to take people off an unemployment line who haven't worked in 5 years, and they're going to start making missiles. It doesn't work that way.
First, he deports immigrants. Then he wants to bring in talent. Captain Obvious declares we need immigrants. Shaking my head. Say it with me. Sold out. Say it with me. He sold out the country. And say it with me. He's a sellout. Say it with me. He's a liar. Liar, liar. The country might be on fire real soon.
The government is back up. Whoop-de-damn-do. And I know I'm going to sound like a pessimist because, yes, we should be, or I am grateful that the federal workers are back working. I am grateful that the SNAP recipients are now receiving their food stamps. But it still does not negate the fact that the Dems punked out. It still does not change the fact that in January, we still can face another government shutdown. It does not change the fact that next year, some people's health care, or all of our damn health care, is going to increase significantly. But you know what y'all happy about? Y'all happy about these Steam files or emails being released. And again, whoop-de-damn-do. This man has 34 felonies, proving that he is invincible and he can quite literally do whatever he wants to do, and nothing will happen to him simply because those Republicans that run everything right now are going to stand behind him 10 toes down. Yeah, the Democrats may try to impeach him, but where you think that's gonna go? Straight to hell, just like the other two impeachments went. And I hate that I feel this way, but that's just the way the cookie is crumbling right now.
I don't care if you're a leftist or a rightist. I don't care if you're left or you're right. Either way, both sides work for the same entity, the same devil. And they're just puppets taking calls from the elites, right? They're all sitting on those panels at the World Economic Forum summits every single year, rubbing their chinny chin chin. How can we affect our countries in the worst way? Disguising it in policies, bills, laws, SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, disguising it in agendas, the 25 agenda, the 2030 agenda, making it seem as if they are doing something good for the planet, but they're doing the absolute opposite. That's what the devil does. He is the author of confusion, as well as does things in reverse. They say one thing, they do the complete opposite. They promise to end homelessness. They do it by saying, you're going to jail if you're homeless. Either way, no matter who you vote for, you are voting against yourself and the American people because these politicians are working against us. They just care about their elite partners becoming ultra mega rich. And overall, they want to control the totality of the whole planet. That's it. Everything else is just a distraction, just like the Epstein files. They know that man did it. They know he was involved. If not, why is Maxwell still locked up? They had to have a fall person. Everybody know they were all involved. But don't. The messenger. Just learn to open your mind so you are not deceived.
Now, I went out to several food lines and interviewed people, and a lot of them sounded like this.
And why they doing it, and I can't say I don't blame them, but it's just that, long as they hold out, here we are. We're not going to get paid. We're not going to have a paycheck. So, yeah, I understand why. And I understand, and I go along with the Democrats because I know the reason why. Because I know once they say, okay, we give in, we're going to go ahead and, open up the government, I know what the Republicans are going to do. They're not going to pass that Affordable Care Act like they say they are. You can't trust them. I don't trust them at all. So, yeah.
So basically they, were struggling. They were upset. They were angry that they were in these food lines, but they really wanted Democrats to hold. A lot of people that I would say the overwhelming majority of federal workers that I interviewed in food lines. So I'm just really curious how people feel now. Is this something that you support? Are you glad it's over? Or do you feel disappointed or some other kind of way about what's happened?
People are upset, and I'm not sure why. The government is reopened, right? I thought we were happy about that. But the Democrats are saying we shouldn't have caved. We should have had kept up the non-payment. People would have been okay without their SNAP benefits, and we should have got what we wanted. But since we didn't, we have been failed. And people are really upset. I say the left side, the right side, both sides do the same thing, which I expected. So I'm not tripping on that. And I'm not a real big political figure. This is more about the crash out that's happening. People are very unhappy that the government is opening up, and this is beyond me. I thought we wanted the government to open back up. I thought we needed people to get their benefits and all these other things like that. But no, people feel like the Democratic Party has failed them and they did not get the things that they set out to do. So why would we close for 40 days in the first place if y'all just gonna fold in the end? Which leads me to ask the questions of what is the real reason they closed down in the first place? I'm just wondering. If nobody got what they want out the deal, what is the real reason to keep us down for 40 days? Now I'm entering into conspiracy theory type stuff, and I don't want to go there, but crash out behind this reopening that's happening right now. So if y'all got any insights, y'all can let me know, because I'm just watching it unfold.
Surprise, we all have been played. The government shutdown hasn't ended. It's been delayed. You see, come January 30th, it might be the same shenanigans again. All they did was get things going back to how they were before the shutdown. They are going to pay the people their back pay because people were missing their checks, flights being canceled, and there still hasn't been a resolution in the first place for why they shut the government down. They haven't done anything about the healthcare. It wasn't even about that. So people are celebrating, the government's back open. We are going into the second week of November. There's 78 days until January 30th, and the debacle will continue. The deal that they made is not a real deal, as far as it's not really covering what they needed to cover. What it does include is temporary funding for most agencies. What it does include is temporary funding for most federal agencies through January 30th, 2026. Full-year funding for specific agencies and programs through the fiscal year, like SNAP. So y'all ain't got to worry about starving, having meltdowns, and crashing out through September. But Section 8, that wasn't in the deal. People are still losing their housing come January if there isn't a budget allocated towards it. Federal workers, those that are in the services as well, will get their payments now. They don't have to worry about missing checks. The air traffic controllers can get paid now. They can drop those jobs that they had to pick up just to sustain themselves through that time. Right, so people can start commuting through the airports again safely and efficiently. But there were no guaranteed ACH subsidies. Long story short, the government is just going to be operating the same way it was before the shutdown. So what was the purpose of the shutdown? All they did was play us put people in a debacle or a situation where they're struggling more than they were before. The shutdown was very detrimental to the American economy. What about the people that started stealing because they didn't have food stamps? Those people locked up right now. The government shutdown didn't solve anything. All they did was kick the can down the curb for a greater collapse come January. Y'all don't gotta believe me, y'all gonna see it. One thing about YT, he got discernment, and when I say something, 9 times out of 10 it happens. You just gotta connect the dots.